Nickel Industries owns a portfolio of mining and low-cost downstream nickel processing assets, which produce nickel for the stainless steel industry and the electric vehicle supply chain. The company has a long history in Indonesia with controlling interests in the world-class Hengjaya Mine, as well as 4 rotary kiln electric furnace projects, which produce nickel pig iron for the stainless steel industry. Joining me to discuss more ahead of appearing at Sydney Mining Club is Managing Director Justin Werner. Justin, welcome to the Stock Network.
Thanks, Lil. Pleasure to be here.
Now, Nickel Industries has been a long-term player in the nickel market, both as a miner and nickel pig iron producer. What is the outlook for both of these segments of the nickel market?
So we've been in Indonesia for over 15 years, and over that period of time, we've grown to the point where we're now the world's largest pure diversified nickel producer. And we are now seeing, particularly in the nickel market, there's a number of different segments of the market where we see, very different supply-demand fundamentals. So nickel pig iron, which is what we really build our business on, predominantly goes to stainless steel. We're still seeing robust growth in China for stainless steel. Where we start to get excited is India, and we have already Tsingshan announcing a deal with India's largest producer to build a stainless steel plant in Indonesia, and that will be sent back to the Indian market, and that deal is with Jindal, and so we think there's exciting growth prospects in India. And then interestingly, for the first time, we're actually seeing nickel pig iron being purchased by European stainless steel makers, just given the cost advantage. So that's on the nickel pig iron side of the business, and the Indonesian government has said that it will curtail any further production. So that will effectively put a cap on any potential oversupply for nickel pig iron. And then on the class 1 and intermediary side of the market, nickel cathode, we're actually seeing quite a lot of growth there in alloys and super alloys for space and aeronautical markets, for wind turbines, for nuclear power plants, and then sort of the intermediary nickel sulfate MHP. Whilst EV growth rates probably haven't been as robust as I think many people thought they would be, there's still very strong demand moving forward. So our view of the nickel market looking forward is still very bullish.
Excellent. Now, you mentioned nickel cathode. Talking about your diversification strategy, you're currently implementing one that leverages from the expected long-term demand for EVs. What portion of your revenues is expected to be derived from nickel cathode in the coming years?
Yeah, so we have a target of US $1 billion in EBITDA, and achieving that over the next 2 years. I think probably around a quarter of that will come from our mining operations, and then probably the remaining sort of 75% split 50-50 between our existing nickel pig iron business and then our MHP, our nickel cathode, and our nickel sulfate.
Excellent. And final question, Justin, your growth prospects. You've just recently announced the acquisition of the Sampala nickel project from your local Indonesian partner. What are the broad parameters of your planned exploration? Also, mine development programs for this asset, and why did your Indonesian partner actually want to even sell it?
Yeah, look, we're very excited about this acquisition. It already contains over 2 million tonnes of contained nickel metal. That's just covering an area of about 20% of prospective laterite. So we think there's an exploration target there of around 10 million tonnes of contained nickel metal, which makes it one of the largest known nickel deposits globally. It's in very close proximity to the industrial park and our operations, as well as our existing Hengjaya Mine operation. The acquisition terms are very compelling. We're really only paying for any nickel that's above 1.7% grade, but we use everything down to 1.1%. So there's still good economic value for us for nickel as low as 1.1%. And it compares very favorably to not just Indonesian nickel transactions, but also global nickel transactions. So currently we're looking at paying about $43 per tonne of contained nickel metal. The peer average in Indonesia for recent transactions has been well over 100. And then if you look to other parts of the world, I think, IGO acquired Western Areas at $900 per tonne of contained nickel. Wailu, and Mincor was 2,100. So at $43 a tonne, we think it's a very good value. And it continues a long relationship with our local partner. We've been working together for 15 years. And so I think that's, he probably could have sold the project to many. Nickel ore is really becoming a key focus given the recent shortages. But I think it's just a reflection of the strong relationship that we have going back a long time. He knows that we'll develop the asset, we'll get it into production, and he'll retain a 40% interest. So he'll over the next sort of, and it will be a long life mine over the next sort of 30 to 40 years. He can be sure of having a very good dividend for the foreseeable future.
Excellent. Well, Justin, thank you for the update, and I look forward to hearing more at the Sydney Mining Club in November.
Thanks, Lel. Appreciate it. And I'm also very much looking forward to that event as well. So thank you.